guys from Pittsboro. We talked about something like this.
Well, it's
popular demand.
Well, but it's copying. Isn't there like a Dan Aykroyd where they like drink? Dan Aykroyd and like Jim Belushi, they like guys drinking whiskey, and then there's like, didn't like Jerry Seinfeld like?
Yeah, Jerry Seinfeld does the thing. Two guys in the car or whatever.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't want to drive around in the car for an hour with you guys.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, we finished up our meal. We're going to do a quick review of what we had, and then we're just going to talk about stories about S&Ts because it's been here for a while. Actually, it hasn't been so long, I forget how it started. But anyway, yes, I did have the lasagna in the bowl. What do you call it? Cheese?
Bowl of cheese.
Bowl of cheese. I'll tell you what, I have not finished it. Now, the only question is, how am I going to take this in a...
Is there any pasta in there?
Yes, there is. Way towards the bottom. You eventually do find it. I'll pull it out right there.
It's a killer.
It's a good thing you didn't see me eat this because I'm out there with like strings of cheese going this way. These guys have to put up with it. I need to bring a pair of scissors.
Speaking of which,
yeah.
Other side.
Right, other side.
There you go. No more cheese. There you go.
No more cheese. All right. I need some moisturizer. No, we're not going there. All right. And you had the
fried buffalo chicken sandwich.
And he must have been really hungry because he finished off first.
I'm always first.
He's always first.
But yeah, that's what I always get. And they're great.
All right. Now, have you been with your girlfriend here lately? Because you were here. You were at Verley's like 3 days in a row. When was the last time you ate here?
Well, I was here last week with my daughter.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. She loves this place. And you know, that's one of the great things about the people here. You think of how many people they have coming in, and they know what my daughter's going to order. They know what.
What does your daughter order?
What does she get here?
He doesn't know what she ordered.
No, well, she says different restaurants there, but TJ knows. I know what kind of ice cream she likes.
Yeah.
What kind of ice cream does she like?
Birthday cake ice cream.
Birthday cake. Is that what they serve here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're into desserts, we brought our kids here.
She used to like bubble gum. She used to like cotton candy, but it's birthday cake, and she got it.
And she's maturing as a young.
Well, you know, that's one of the things. She's very, very smart, very, very mature. But I kind of like the fact that she still likes birthday cake ice cream, and even she realizes that that's a little bit on the weird side or whatever. But that's what she likes. I'm proud of her for sticking with it. Now she usually gets grilled chicken salad.
All right, you had the double.
I had the double gambler,
and
I lost to the double gambler. I couldn't eat it all.
You did a pretty good job. You put a nice can in it.
I worked hard.
It's not worthy of a leftover box. I can tell you.
I'm taking this fork. He still has a piece of meat left on. He tried to bury it underneath the fry so you couldn't see it. What kind of man does not finish off his double gambler?
Half a man, apparently.
Half a man.
It's great as always, my favorite meal here, but also I like the bowl of cheese. As the ice cream goes, if you go up there and you order one scoop, they fill this enormous cup.
Yeah, and their sundaes are the banana split. I don't think I've seen too many people eat a whole banana split.
No.
Banana splits are giant.
Actually, when I brought my kids here when they were small, it's like you guys are splitting this.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, the gambler, the lasagna, the ice cream, if you're a couple who, advanced in years past your late 30s, you probably ought to just split the gambler, split your ice cream, and call it a day.
Now, do you split your gambler with your wife?
No.
Yeah, I'm going to give you this advice, but I don't follow it. What does your wife have when she comes
If you don't
here?
want to end up like me, you split it. And what my wife and I have been doing is we come here, we get the double gambler, she gets a single, I get a double. And we carry it next door to Vino, and they, we say, what is the wine pairing for this?
So what is the wine pairing for a double gambler?
I don't know.
Do
I look like a guy who knows from wine? It's whatever my wife likes. And then they have her smell the cork and check the bouquet, and she'll go, yes, please. And
that's nice to have them, because, they did a good job upstairs or whatever, but they were always asking, Eric, when will you have some space on Main Street, da-da-da. And they did that without me, whatever. They got that on their own, but is that
Steve Carr's
space? But it's nice to have them. on the main
Does it
floor.
still smell like a woodworking shop in there?
Yeah, I mean, it's
It's got
they do a good job. And again, you talk about, I mean, another benefit of living in a small town. I told you, these guys remember what your favorite ice cream is. I go in there and they're like, oh, Penny's not drinking Chardonnay now, it's rosé. We have this new rosé. I mean, like
Right.
you know, and I remember she doesn't like buttery or oaky. She likes, they do a really, really good job.
So what does she like when it comes to wine? See, we run this test because he probably doesn't.
She's
remember.
rosé now.
Oh,
She's rosé now, but not a sweet rosé. She doesn't like a dark rosé. She likes a light.
We may have to do an after hours.
Yeah.
Three
Oh,
guys
wait.
having a late lunch.
Oh yeah, we definitely.
Then we'll be
go
in
over
trouble if we don't invite our better halves.
that. Yeah, oh yeah. The wives have to come to that point.
They
Because I'll be
definitely
a dead man.
Yeah, we'll be up in our best behavior, wearing our best thing. No old Navy stuff.
You know, back to S&Ts. since we're here.
Since we're here.
One of the biggest things for me over the years since they opened was when I came to Pittsboro as a young lawyer and they had opened up.
Did they harass you here, the waitresses?
No, I was never sexually harassed at this
It
restaurant.
was just that word.
It was just a verbal.
They harass you through me, and they
That
harass
is true.
me. They
They
harass.
harassed him.
They harass me through him.
That's
They remember. So like if we go at different times, like TJ or Steve or Vicky or something, they'll remember what. So somebody bought his truck. I said, oh, that's a pretty Duke Blue right there. And so he comes in like a week later, and TJ's like, so I heard you bought a Duke pickup truck. And he's like, what? And he's like, he knows the source of it.
And you have to understand how much I hate Duke to understand how annoying that is. I can't even believe you were acting like the Coach K benefit or the Help K benefit or what? Oh, was that K? Yeah. Okay. All right.
Look,
We're done.
look, State uses a lot of my stuff, so
I was going to accuse you of being soft.
Can I, this is a weird question, but is there like a to-go
Yeah.
thing for
What are you
this?
getting?
All right,
A
great.
Dixie cup
Yeah.
of cheese?
I don't want to take your plate home. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I'd like to get one scoop of butter pecan ice cream in a cup, please.
Okay. Anyone else want ice cream?
You want ice cream? You gotta get ice cream.
I don't know what's the best choice. I'm not going for
They
that.
have,
birthday cake.
they have the
Chocolate.
best. No, this is the. I don't know if you still have it. You had it a couple months ago. It was like a salted bourbon caramel crunch.
Brown butter bourbon.
Is that what it is? Is it
I have
gone?
you're talking about brownies and bourbon. I have brown butter bourbon, or I have salted caramel
That one.
brownies.
That was it. Oh no.
No, I had the brown butter bourbon. It
Is
was
that what
good.
it? Brown
That
butter
one's
bourbon.
good.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
All right, I'm gonna whip out. Do you have any kind of chocolate chip cookie dough?
I have chocolate chip cookie.
Fine, I'll have one.
You had him in bourbon.
Okay, so brown butter bourbon.
No ice cream.
No ice cream. Okay.
He's gonna be competing, so he can't.
Butter pecan and chocolate chip cookie.
You know, he gets in this little bitty
No,
thong.
that's not the same thing.
And he gets oiled up.
You get oiled up.
That's his fantasy.
No,
This
it's
is
not.
fantasy.
He keeps on offering. When's your
Should we be talking about this in mixed company?
He's always
Girls
asking
gonna
if
turn
we-
red.
Yeah,
It's
no.
okay.
It's
It's okay.
You know what? That is a visual I really don't need to even think about.
I do wear a singlet though. It is a singlet.
I'm glad.
But it's not a thong. It's a singlet.
All right.
It's the same.
It's not the same.
Sorry.
It's
You can
not the
believe
same.
me out. I didn't mean.
Not the same.
It's like where do you put your junk? No, we're not going there. Anyway, going back to we were talking about
S&Ts.
S&Ts.
The ice cream.
Well, we got, when did they start this? Because I remember when they opened, and what got them to get this place going? Wasn't it just they wanted to?
There's a newspaper story right there that
Oh,
I'll bet
Pittsboro
you
Herald.
gives the day.
Yeah.
And how long's it been since the Pittsboro Herald?
Oh man, that's a long.
This
long
wasn't
time.
ever really like. Gene made this out of nothing. Gene
Right, no,
made
this
out of
was,
nothing.
all
This-
of the decor here was in a soda shop in
Right,
Lebanon. He
right.
hauled it over here.
But like the actual
1997.
the actual drugstore soda jerk was where the dance studio is now.
Yes,
Yes.
Right?
that's McKernan's drugstore.
Right. And that was the meeting place too. That's where everybody.
But what I was saying is, so as I come in here as a lawyer, you're trying to suck up to lawyers and judges and prosecutors and the famous people in town, you know, just trying to meet them and go, oh, nice to meet you, Mr. Barber. It's, you know, And so this was a place you could go have lunch, and if I'd go sit at the counter, one of those guys would often invite me to sit down, and I was being a shameless sucker.
Right.
Now, did you ever get a bow tie like Wade Barber did?
I had a bow tie phase, but I was ridiculed out of it by the children. That's much like, seriously? So I did, I got ridiculed out of my bow tie phase.
Lundy Rigsby's law office, which became Kathy Russell's law office, or whatever.
And actually, her sister's involved with the West End.
West End.
Yeah.
Because I got to meet her on.
But when I first moved to Pittsboro, that was a hardware store, and I rented a little guest house next to a giant mansion, and the guy had me do some work for him. But like I was
not all oiled up or anything like that.
take care of the farm, like mowing and bush hogging and stuff. That was good.
Wait, by the way, this is a single scoop, and it goes down into the cup. This is absurd.
You're allowed to eat that on camera, aren't you?
But you know what? I don't think I'm going to finish that up, and I don't think I'm going to take a go cup with this.
So anyways, I went into the hardware store and I had to buy like 5 nails. And so I went to the like bin and I pulled out 5 nails, and the guy's like, "What the hell is that?" I was like, "I need to buy 5 nails." He went, "Come on, get out of here, take them." Like, but it was like he was being nice, but he was mean at the same time.
Well, his name was Donnie, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the guy who ran the place was Donnie. Donnie sitting in his chair in the hardware store, and I went in there because I was upfitting my office. And some really old guy comes creeping in. I mean, he's having trouble. He was 90s plus, and he's looking to buy a garden hose. He goes, "I need 25-foot hose." And Donnie's, "Well, we got, this one, it's $5, and this one's $20, it's a heavy duty, and this one's like $40, but it's got a lifetime guarantee." And he looked at Donnie and goes, "Donnie, at my age, I don't even buy green bananas." Said, "I'll take the cheap one." So he got his $5 hose and went home. Anyway, this is awesome. And the soda shop, like I said, was the place to go if you wanted to suck up to people and meet them.
I remember seeing Bob Gunn used to eat at the counter by himself, but it was always good to see Mr. Gunn and get an update on what's happening in the area. This place, one of the ways this place had a huge impact on my life was my son had a baseball game at the school, and I just started in real estate, and he has a little league game. He's having a good game, and my phone's just ringing and ringing and ringing. So I'm getting all these voicemails, and so I got like 11 voicemails like during his baseball game, and he had a really good game, and so I was so excited to get done with the game. I'm like, "You had a great game, son, what do you want to do?" And he's like, "I want to go to S&T." So I'm like, "Great." So we drive over here, I park at my office, and I'm like, "I just have to go inside and listen to my voicemail messages." And so, people leave long voicemail messages, and they always do the phone number really fast, so you'd have to hear it like 3 or 4 times. And so it took me like half hour, 40 minutes to write out all my voicemail messages. And I get done, I'm like, "Come on, let's go to S&T." And my son's like, "Yeah, I don't want to go now." Like I had ruined the moment, And so this was 12 years ago. He was 10 years old. And so I was like, "That's it." And I cut off my voicemail. And that was like 12 years ago, I cut off my voicemail. And that was unheard of. Like people do it now, but 12 years ago, nobody did it.
Right.
And they're like, I'd have people call me up and say, "How can you be a real estate agent and don't have voicemail?" And it was because of that baseball game. I'm like, I'm never missing a moment like that again with my son over business or whatever. So
You're a good dad.
no, I'm not saying that's a good dad or whatever, but it was just.
Oh, but you set your priority.
Well, that was
He cut off his voicemail because he was an attorney. He didn't want you leaving stuff.
No,
like that.
he did it because he called me up one time. He's like, "You don't have voicemail?" And I'm like, "Nope." He's like, "That's freaking awesome."
Yeah. No, I got rid of my voicemail 20 plus years ago. Because what would happen is if I called people back, they would then have my cell phone number.
Right.
And then you go to court and or I wouldn't be in court, and some person, I couldn't name names, but it being a small town, we won't, would go to court and go, well, my attorney's Mr. Stafford, and he's supposed to be here, and now he's not here, so you need to give me a new court name. Well, I'd gone to every judge in the county and said, I want you to know I do not have voicemail. Because they'd say, and I left him a message, and they'd be like, yeah, I know you did.
You didn't.
Because all the judges knew I didn't never had it.
Well, we've always had the agreement that I never give out your cell phone. Someone will say, hey, yeah, I'm trying to get up with Craig. Do you have his number? I'm like, nope. I don't give it out.
Busted.
Yeah.
But let's get off of you guys. Let's get back to S&Ts.
Well, that was an S&T. That was an S&T.
It is an S&T.
That was an S&T store.
All right, so basically S&T has killed the voicemail market here in Pittsboro.
You know, if you wanted to see the people from the movers and shakers in Pittsboro, with Al's, Burley's, and S&T, and that's where
But
you
it
had
is changing. I mean, I was talking to TJ the other day, and he's like, you know, there's sometimes that I walk back here and I don't recognize a single person in my restaurant, and I was like, that is a big change, because it used to be like, you know, I drive my Havoc now, and I'm like, and there'll be 50 to 100 people out there, and I'm like, that's like shocking in Pittsburgh to not recognize.
Go to the
anyone.
new Lowe's grocery store,
Right.
The
you
one
won't
resident.
ever recognize
And he's like,
them in there.
he opened the gate, he goes, Gene, I don't recognize anybody here.
Right.
I'm like, hey, you know
It's
what?
different. That's
It
different.
is different.
You know, it is less true of Burley's and Al's. They're still
Right.
packed all the time, but they're packed with people I know. Here, other restaurants in SoCo and stuff, I barely know.
Yeah, but this place has gotten written up by so many times.
Yeah,
by
Southern Living,
our
our
state
state,
and other locations. It's like the place to visit, and
Yeah.
actually there's some foodie blogs where I've seen them
Yeah.
interviewed. So yeah, people come in here because they want that selfie moment.
And Hubert used to come in here before he became the coach, and he
Right.
still comes in. And Roy used to come in. Roy
Yes.
Lynch used to come in here.
Because I think the sheriff actually took a picture of him,
Mhm.
him and Roy. One
Yeah,
time.
well, so I think Gene
one-
said he's been in here several times.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I think for the most part, local people just
My second year coaching, Mike Ribbett was the head football coach, and he brought he wanted to make sure, like, he felt as though the only people that were coming to the high school football games were the parents of
Right.
the parents of the cheerleaders and parents of the band and parents of the football players, and Ribbett wanted to have more of a connection to the community, so he used to have meals downtown. We used to come in here. The whole football team used to come into S&T's on a Friday night before the game, and that was nice. That
Did
was
you
nice.
coach TJ?
I did not coach TJ. I coached Steve, his big brother, and everything. His brother was jacked. He played fullback and linebacker, and he was jacked. And we used to have Northwood used to run this drill called Oklahoma, which is 2 guys blocking, 1 linebacker, 2 defensive ends, and a running back. And so it was 3-on-3. Well, New York was a little bit different, so we changed it to Nutcracker, which is you lie on your back with a ball, you lie on your back, we blow the whistle, you jump up and just hit each other as hard as you can. And you know, I was in my 20s when I first started coaching. I mean, I was just a few years older
How
than
many
the
coaches
kids.
were you there under? Bill Hall was a coach too. When you were there.
Hall was there, Trafaro was there as a coach, Tiroli, Harrington, Pappas. I mean, I got the pleasure of coaching this.
I still see Pappas. He's reffing
Yeah,
basketball games.
yeah, we've seen Pappas every now and then. So Steve, I don't know if he was a freshman or a sophomore or whatever, he has this major collision, he's holding his arm down. I'm like, it's just a stinger, you're all right, get back up, it's just a stinger. That poor kid broke his collarbone. The chef here had broken his collarbone.
I think they fire you for that now.
They probably would fire you for that now. I mean, but you know, we used to do stupid stuff. I mean, they used to just, no one would size the kids right for their shoulder pads. I mean, there's a reason why, you know. I was just like, it was a different era. I'm like, the kids wouldn't wear cups. And I was just like, you have to wear a cup. And they're like,
You only need to learn that lesson once, though.
well, you would think, but they're like, I'm like, you can't play linebacker. And they're like, Coach Eagles weird. He's checking out whether or not. And I'm like, I'm not weird. You need to wear these things. When I first started coaching here, the kids used to take showers with their underwear on. And I was just like, what? And there's just different culture.
Might want to do that again these days. We're not going there.
Yeah.
We don't want to get canceled.
That was the worst. There'd be piles of wet. We would have an away game. There'd be piles of wet underwear.
I think we need to wind this up. We're good boring.
That's not boring.
Any more the only S&T stories I have is my kids used to like to have me bring them down here, and they would have ice cream. That was a big thing. They never got into the bowl of cheese stuff. But
And we just did the ice cream thing over and over and over.
well, the other thing you were talking about, it gets written up by our state and other places, but it is a different kind of vibe. I mean, it's
full all the time.
yeah, and you come in here and you still get that feeling. And part of it is, like you said, the people.
I mean, one of the jokes is, one of the nicknames is the snail and turtle, and that's because, nothing happens fast here or whatever, but that's part of it. I don't want to be rushed.
Well, what's funny is when you go to Europe, and this is, you don't rush through a meal. I mean, you will sit, and they won't push you out. I mean, you can spend 2 hours eating lunch and enjoying a wine and just people watching.
Yeah, they're very, very good to you here.
So you want me to use some of mine? Because
I'm done. I'm fed into submission. I can do no more.
I like the way he leaves one, just in case he gets an inkling to have another.
Where's the next place? What's
I don't know. We're open to suggestions. The thing is, if we tell people where the next place is, we might have. You guys might have.
There might be 2 people there.
Our mothers will show up to see us.
Your wife might show up just to make fun of you.
The wine shop would be good. I think Alan some would be good. What's the next man? The people. I think Elizabeth is established enough now. They've been here long enough. Those are good people.
But what would we there?
Good guys.
Yeah, they've been there a long
time. I negotiated that lease for them when they first moved there with what's his name? Deacon. Dan Deacon. And
He's an old Carolina guy.
Yeah. It was off the market, so I didn't get paid a commission. And the guys at Elizabeth said I negotiated 1 free lunch per week.
Look, you're doing all right. Speaking of which, didn't you get some other award or something just this last month? But we don't have to talk about it. We'll have another. We're going to have a conversation, Eric and I, just an update as to the market,
real estate market.
Some things are starting to slowly come down, but that's going to be coming up. Let's wrap this up. What do you want to finish up on about SATs? I think it was great. You don't have to eat in the back room.
I need a nap because I ate too much.
Yeah.
You need a nap every time we eat somewhere.
That is true.
It's like 3 guys in Pittsboro.
I think it's important that Vicky and the boys are carrying on their dad's dream. I mean, he had a certain vision and he implemented it, and now that he's gone and passed and everything, the family's still carrying on. Real important.
Yeah, I think it's something that 2 of them enjoyed.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And the other thing is, the entire staff, when you come in here, is kids that you recognize from Northwood.
Right.
Every one of these kids was at Northwood, and you're like, I know them, and them.
Right.
Speaking of that, I do want to thank the Northwood students who have grown up, because I've been taking pictures for over 20, 25 years, and I've had a lot of them now coming up to me saying, Mr. Galin, thanks for taking pictures of me when I was in school, because now I can show those to my kids. So just want to say that's one of the reasons I keep doing what I do. Plus I enjoy doing it, and I'm pretty good at it. So great time at S&T's. We haven't decided where we're going to eat yet coming up next, but we will find someplace. I know we will. And the county's pretty big, and I think we're planning to do this every couple of weeks. Oh, the other thing I was going to talk about was someone in Eric's group put out the 6 local foods, and we're going to go through them, but we're not going to go through that today.
That's a social media post.
That was a fill-up just in case. I'll save it for later, and we'll go through the 6.
You can borrow it. Feel free to borrow that.
I print it out because I'm like, hey, you know what? This is good visual.
What do you think the best North Carolina food is? That's what we
best North Carolina food.
Say.
Hey, we gotta leave it with a teaser. we'll tell you next time what the best North Carolina food, but you go to Carolina Realty's Facebook page and you'll see them posted there and we can talk about it. And it's, one of them's right here locally in Pittsboro.
Wait, you don't have the fruitcake company out of Silo?
No, because
Bear Creek.
Bear Creek, but they're not as nationwide as these guys are.
Huh?
Oh man, look, I'm not gonna go eat. No offense, I'm not gonna eat fruitcake for lunch.
All right.
All right, maybe when we get closer to Christmas season. So, folks, hey, thank you for watching. Eric Andrews, Greg Stafford, Gene Galin, 3 guys from Pittsboro having lunch. This week we're here at SNT's. Thank you for watching.
Oh.